Gold is probably the most common thing in the caves, and is also what is counted for your high score if and when you inevitably don't beat Spelunky, because this game is really stupid. If you don't know, in Spelunky you go down into these mines collecting gold and other items. Each 4 levels you progress to the next world, or if you go through a special door, you can go to a 1 level special world. At the end of all these worlds is a final boss that when you kill, you beat the game. The only thing is, in my over 80 hours of playing this game, I have never had one successful run despite it taking like 20 minutes to complete. If you can't tell, I'm really good at the game. The first level is the mines, where there are creatures like bats, skeletons that play dead, spiders, snakes, and others such as that. Avoiding my first piece of gold, I ran into a spike trap, which shoots out a dart if you get too close and is the worst thing ever, though I dodged past it and beat the first level. In the next level, I found a crate, which drops random goods and items. Also a shop, which you can buy or steal from. Also, I found an area that is impossible unless you use a rope, which is pretty uncommon, but not impossible since this game is randomly generated. Thankfully, I had bombs in my inventory, which I can use to, bear with me, blow things up, and ropes which you can use to climb up, as you can see here. After taking a fall, I find the lady, who can be used to heal 1 heart if brought to the end of the level, and then I died to a bat because I was playing so bad. Attempt 2 required a bit more platforming, but was pretty easy, and I even found a parachute which saves you once from a fall that would normally have you take damage. Next level was a dark level, and also the worst thing to happen. Dark levels are actually dark and makes it 5 to pain, a pain to survive because you have to go super slowly, will get hit by things you can't even see, and will also accidentally have all your debt cleared by walking into thousands of dollars worth of gold. This is also where I realized that lighting torches results in money being dropped, meaning dark levels are pretty much impossible. Attempt 3 is where I remember that you can hit gold to move it a little. Also, I accidentally picked up gold and died, leaving attempt 4 as the next of kin, where I found maybe the best shop loot I have ever seen that I couldn't buy any of, and then picked up some gold. Attempt 6, I actually made it to the jungle, which is the house of snails, frogs, exploding frogs, cavemen, and like monkeys. This is the only game that can make me not feel bad about killing monkeys. Timestamp 10:30, I died. It took 3 bombs to do 1 Bob's job, It took 3 bombs to do 1 job's Bob. It took 3 bombs to do 1 Bob's job. It took 3 bombs to do 1 Bob's job. It took 3 bombs to do 1 bomb's job, and I got webs from a crate. It took 3 bombs to do 1 bomb's job, and also I got webs from a crate, which makes your bomb sticky and cling to things. Eventually, I reached one of the multiple random level themes that can happen, similar to Dark levels. This one was a spider level, which is a great and perfect simulation of an active afternoon in Australia. I also found some green Hulk hands, which let you cling to any surface instead of just ledges, which would make this a lot easier. Needless to say, the spiders killed me very quickly. 1 level into the next run, I managed to use the lady as a sacrifice, not the other sacrifice to Satan on the altar, but to a dart trap. Anyway, the next level was a dark level, and I'll give you 0 guesses as to how it ended. This clip pretty much sums up the game when you try to play fast instead of slow. But not too slow, or the ghost will come and kill you. Here's where I tried to do a speedrun trick where you hit the arrow with your whip midair and failed it obviously. The next level lasted all of 7 whole seconds. At this point I was getting really confused, because while I normally suck at the game, most of the time I'm not this bad, even factoring in the challenge. Or so I thought, but this was something like 20 minutes in, so I kept playing. A while later I managed to get to the jungle again, and even had a pickaxe. I also found a beehive. This does not matter at all though, because while running towards the beehive, I grabbed some gold without realizing, and spent the next level or so thinking I was going really well, not realizing it was all for nothing. The beehives are really annoying, and a great way to die from stings, but if you manage to kill the queen bee, you get 4 hearts, which is strangely generous for this game. I managed to kill it with a bomb and get the red nectar, leaving me at 8 hearts, and in a really good spot if I hadn't picked up $625 worth of gold. After a monkey launched me off a cliff, I started thinking straight again and saw that I'd picked up some gold, and feeling extremely stupid, restarted. The following 20 minutes of playing are just pure depression playing. I'll cut it into a montage to spare you the eye torture that is me playing this game. At this point, I was done losing. I was done sucking really bad at the game. I needed my main, Goldman. Entering the cave again, I found some bombs and got a level that had that one music track that only happens really rarely. I'm not really sure what it is. Finding a dart trap blocking my path, I needed an object that was of no worth to anyone. It was made up of 22 bones as well as cartilage and ligaments, something that contains foramina and canals scattered through its bones. Something like a human skull, but thankfully was sitting right next to it. However, I dropped the human skull and likely produced more than 6.5 GPAs of pressure because it shattered like a tow would if you were running outside with the dog and stubbed it on wood. I used a rock instead. Passing the sacrificial altar, I found the lady and used the weapon, ultimately knocking her out for easier kidnapping. Death awaits that who kidnaps Akiva. I somehow managed to lose 3 of my precious 4 hearts within the first 9 seconds of the next attempt in a slapstick tumble. I also found 3 crates which had all of useless and an evil trap. I wanted to know what I was missing out on, so I opened the crates anyway, and found all of useful and really useful, so I'm really glad I did that. I got dead shot rebound, like in Arkham Origins. I managed to barely save myself from a spike trap, and then many attempts later made it to the growing greenwood before being impaled. It's worth noting that since recording this, I found out I've been playing Spelunky wrong this entire time. At some points, letting go of the sprint button and taking things slow is worthwhile, which I never do. This is probably the coolest death in the whole thing.